Oh, I knew I was gonna do that. One of these days I'm gonna put that spittoon right where it belongs. Well, the king has been busy with the queen mother because she's been really sick, you know. So he left the castle in charge with me, the court jester, Freddie. So I hope you don't mind. I've made a little changes and added a little bit more music than usual. But I think we're gonna have a good show. And I brought King in, and he was able to do the monologue for the show. And, well, oops, just go in here. And I'm looking for some rings that I lost that I played with when the king was away. But I got the king to do the show, and we hope you like it. We added a whole bunch more music and a lot of cool stuff that I think the artist would really like. Well, now I gotta find this ring. Maybe it's in the moat. I never thought of looking there. I'll have a look here. Ooh, what's this? I'll stick my hand in there. Ooh, that's really hard to reach, but... Whoa, what's this? Oh, it's a CD. The best of Milli Vanilli? Hey! Maybe I'll hang on to this. Might be worth something on eBay one day.
Today on episode 9 of the King Minion Music Podcast, music from Heart Shaped Rock, Roberta Di Francia, Cisco Pathfinder, Ian David, Blue Songstress, The Pizza Kings, Illuminous, Whiskeyville, Lou Toller, Traces, Joe Jaunty and Claus Cappy, Das Konenshaus, AJ Prowler, Cam Cena, Joint Pop, Trilogy, Nikki Chris, Still in Limbo, Embers of Autumn, Damn Pigeon,
The Golden Sounds.
Now here's the king, who's sometimes late, but always there to give you the musical mandate. The one, the only, King Minion. Well, first I was going to apologize. Then I was going to almost cry and beg mercy. But maybe what I should say is, did you miss me? Because I certainly missed you guys. And I know trying to keep up to the week to week with dealing with Queen Mother problems and things, it's that's sort of fallen off the jib a little bit. But hey, welcome to episode 9 of the King Minion Music Podcast. I had a visit with the royal physician the other day. The doc was concerned that I didn't look too well. After many tests, the eminent man of medicine determined that I was suffering from PCGS. I was concerned by this condition, that it might affect my regal internet duties. Then I realized that by missing the weekly show schedule, the syndrome had already taken root. The royal physician prescribed 10 hours a week of listening to indie bands and artists that I have already downloaded, to be administered by my iPhone. The second part of my medicine was to ensure that the next few podcasts had a longer duration. And by far, I thank the court jester Freddie for helping me on that. I am feeling better now with this episode. I hope to expand the entertainment value to the listeners and increase promotional exposure for the creative indie music talent. Funny thing with this medication for podcast guilt syndrome, I woke up this morning with an 80s mullet.
It's every time, it's every day, it's everything you can do just to turn away. So choose to stay clear, choose to hide away. Then it turns and you have to say, you brought it on yourself now. Look what you've done. You brought it on yourself now.
That was the band Heart-Shaped Rock and their song Brought It On. People who thirst for that power band sound of the late 70s and 80s will love Heart-Shaped Rock and their magical music production. If you have listened to previous episodes, you now know King Minion loves new music where the artists place their own brand on a classic rock sound. Heart-Shaped Rock hail from Portland, Maine in the USA. And after reading the Reverb Nation bio, I am glad to see that they are receiving positive exposure by radio stations and the internet community. Heart-Shaped Rock was founded by Portland rocker Sheridan Giordano, powerhouse former frontwoman of Tribal Iris. The band began in 2005 as a mostly female melodic hard rock quartet, well received by the local music press. Tom Hall was asked to join the lineup. He brought an ironic mix peaceful demeanor and a demonic guitar work to Heart-Shaped Rock and added a new dimension to the sound. A losing streak of Spinal Tap-like spontaneous combusting drummers was finally brought to an end with the arrival of Sonny Guns Robinson. Sonny walked on stage at a show in Portland, asked to join the band, effectively giving Heart-Shaped Rock the strong rhythmic backbone it needed. Sheridan enlisted the aid of her husband, Pete Giordano, lead singer and guitarist for the wildly popular Twisted Roots. Pete brought distinctive arrangements and depth to the Heart-Shaped Rock sound. When Pete Chason returned to Portland and signed on as bass guitarist, Heart-Shaped Rock attacked the scene with renewed vitality. Heart-Shaped Rock can be found on Reverb Nation, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, and the label website Zen Hill Records. Download their music from the label website, iTunes, or Amazon.mp3. If you will be in and around the Maine or New Hampshire area this summer, check Heart-Shaped Rock's Reverb Nation page for live show details.
Please open your mouth, keep reacting, move with the sound. Your old man causes screaming
From London, England, you heard Roberta Di Francia and her song Reaction. This is such a grooving song, and I wish I had a convertible to drive along an endless beach listening to Reaction. It's so cool. There's a certain May Moore quality about Roberta's style and approach to music. I have Roberta on my active watch and listen list. I expect more great music from her in the future. And if you're wondering who May Moore is, go to the blog, click on the link. It'll be a link for May Moore stuff. May Moore is one of the King's heartthrobs from the 1980s. Very cool, and Canadian. Back to Roberta, though. Roberta is an Italian independent singer-songwriter and guitar player, now based in London. She has been singing and playing guitar since the age of 9 and has played with different musical projects that range from classic, acoustic, to jazz. Roberta's original and alternative songs are centered on her gentle voice, melodic guitar, and meaningful lyrics. The resultant atmosphere is one of rich sonatories, brilliant dynamic games, and unique arrangements of covers and standards. She has taken her fresh dynamic and rhythmic response to performances across Europe. Roberta is also currently working on her second album. Roberta Di Francia can be found on Reverb Nation, Twitter, Facebook, and MySpace. There are some great live videos of Roberta on YouTube. There are music downloads from her Reverb Nation store. Swirling out of Pachuca de Soto, Mexico, you heard the electronica brilliance of Cisco Pathfinder performing the song Colors. Sometimes all we need is a shot of creative instrumental music to dazzle our ears and expand our mind into the audio field of Technicolor relaxation. From his Reverb Nation bio, Francisco states, I am searching for a new kind of sound. With all my likes on music as guitar and keyboard player, I'm trying to combine sounds and take you inside my mind and discover the worlds that I have created. Cisco Pathfinder, truly awesome music to chill out to anytime, day or night. Cisco Pathfinder can be found on Reverb Nation, Facebook, MySpace, and YouTube. Speaking of his YouTube page, you have to see the magic Cisco Pathfinder has created with his videos. Pairing his music to photos in still motion format works extremely well. Music on his Reverb Nation page is available for share only, but email him if you want this great music on your digital service.
You're listening to the King Minion Music Podcast.
So I had more than a few emails asking about the podcast player that used to be on the blog page. Well, man, it's a mystery to me too. In short, the HTML code embedded for my podcast host does not like to play on Blogspot Blogger. It used to work, but it does not anymore. My resolution to the problem was just to place the iTunes link on the page. So if you still like to listen to the podcast and read along the blog at the same time, just do this. Link to the iTunes link. Click play on the top episode, which will be the latest one. Minimize the iTunes window and return to the blog page. I try to make life easier for my podcast listeners and for me as producer.
It's the middle of summer and it's 5 o'clock. It's really a bummer cause I'm trying to talk to a girl again. Oh no. Her name is Summer but she looks like fall. It's funny how it happened it all, isn't it? Oh. It's summertime. Let's live our lives. Let's live our lives again. It's summertime. Let's live our lives. Let's live our lives again. I think in a month we'll probably say, what do we do all those wasted days we live? When we think in 20 years, what will we think and what will we fear? I don't know. I don't know. It's summertime, not do or die. Let's live our lives again. It's summertime, let's live our lives. Let's live our lives again.
From Tomball, Texas, just outside of Houston, that was Ian David performing the Summer Song. Sometimes the very basic building blocks of songwriting produce the perfect song. Rhythm, melody, musical hooks, and catchy lyrics. Ian David is fast on the way into becoming a master of his craft. Ian's videos on YouTube are in the 860,000 view level. He has 2 EPs, Love Love and Pray for Peace, available on iTunes. You can find Ian David on Reverb Nation, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Ian is very interactive with his fans and welcomes all comments and emails. Ian David is only 18 years old and has been writing songs for just over 3 years. I expect to see and hear much more from Ian David in the future. Check out his Reverb Nation for details on local shows.
I don't know what to say. It's hard for me to speak at all when I don't even know what words I'm trying to find. Nothing that I could do to reassure my trembling heart. There's nothing to fear if I could calm my mind. I don't want you to change. I love you just the way you are, and I don't ever want you any other way. I don't want you to hurt. I don't want you to feel that pain. And something deep down is telling me I've got to be okay. Senselessly, defenselessly confined. My thoughts cannot escape me. They're trapping me within me internally, infernally entwined. There's a battle raging inside. I'm on a roller coaster ride. When I first reached for you, I had not known what I would have. A friendship, a love, a bond beyond all wealth. I want to be for you. I want to give you all of me, and it tears me apart to give you what I can't give you myself. Senselessly, defenselessly confined. My thoughts cannot escape me. They're trapping me within me internally, infernally entwined. There's a battle raging inside. I'm on a roller coaster ride. I want you now, I'll want you then. I want you, I will not forsake you. I want you now, and I will want you then. I wish I knew if I could take you. Senselessly, defenselessly confined. My thoughts cannot escape me. They're trapping me within me internally, infernally entwined. There's a battle raging inside. I'm on a roller coaster ride. Senselessly, defenselessly confined. My thoughts cannot escape me. They're trapping me within me internally, infernally entwined. I wish I could see, but I can't understand why there's this battle raging inside. I'm on a roller coaster ride.
From Merrimack, New Hampshire, that was the fresh sound of Blue Songstress and the song Roller Coaster Ride. Some of these tongue twister names. I love the names they give out, but sometimes it wraps around my tongue, I tell you. Sarah Noyovitz, who's also called Blue Songstress, is a singer-songwriter native to New Hampshire. She has been writing adult, alternative, and children's music for several years, and she has more than 36 original songs. Her music is a delightful mix of folk, rock, and pop, with equal inspiration from modern and classic hits and a wide variety of bands. Blue Songstress is an example of the many singer-songwriters today who work tirelessly at their craft day after day. They compose beautiful songs and interweave great lyrics drawn on everyday experiences. Sarah, you are a rising talent and keep writing those great songs. Blue Songstress can be found on Reverb Nation, Facebook, Twitter, and SoundCloud. She has great videos of live performances on her YouTube channel. You can purchase Blue Songstress music on her Reverb Nation store. Now that I've got everybody's attention, artists, do you have music on the web as digital download? Be sure to check the status of your sales and compare the data with what you are supposed to receive as royalty payment. Many music download services offer great deals to the indie musicians to get their songs on places like iTunes, but are you being compensated fairly? If you find that you are not receiving sales royalties from download music service providers, find out why or email me, King Minion Music Podcast at v1music.ca. With the global music scene moving in the direction of streaming content rather than digital downloads, the large music download service companies will attempt to cut your sales royalties. This sucks, but then again, remember you have the power of your indie music supply. Think long and hard on how, where, and when you market your music that you create.
Somber day, inside I'll stay. I'm wrapped in my thoughts like clouds round the mountain tops. I feel socked in, the air is thin. Blues and booze and the need to brood. I'm in a Floyd mood. Back someday. I'm on the hood of my car, staring up at the stars. I'm having a smoke, and emotion swells, and I choke. There's a need to brood. I'm in a Floyd mood. The light of the sun draws me from the dark side of the moon. That band of light strikes me pink, and I sink into a groove. Damp and wet, I'm in a mindset. I can't play outside, so I try to find out what's next. The fog lifts and it dissipates, leaves me with a clean slate. I'm fresh and new, I'm in in a Floyd mood. Floating pigs, distinctly pink, breach the wall. Wishing you were here, for the final cut is near, and it's so clear. It's a gray and summer day, inside I'll stay, wrapped in my thoughts like clouds, round the mountain tops. I feel something, the air is thin, booze and blues and the need to brood. I'm in a Floyd mood.
Sometimes with the hurly-burly activities of our days and weeks, we all need to sit back and chill out to music that frees our mind, body, and soul. This last song was called In a Floyd Mood by the Pizza Kings from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. The Pizza Kings are Tony Fira, Dominique Di Tommaso, and Clint McKeechee. These three eclectic individuals share a passion for the creative process of writing, recording, and playing music. This passion for music is the driving force that brings the Kings together. They draw on their inspiration from the very deep waters of rock and roll, R&B, soul, funk, blues, jazz, hip-hop, rockabilly, country, and just about everything. At the moment, the Pizza Kings are enjoying the role of being a studio band, writing and recording to their heart's desire. Have a listen for yourself and see if their songs don't touch a common theme you've experienced. Music has never been so freely available to the listener as it is today. This has created quite a challenge for the old model of the music industry. The Pizza Kings are embracing a new directions of the independent music artists who nowadays are learning to reinvent themselves on a grassroots level, one fan at a time. The Pizza Kings can be found on Reverb Nation, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, and Blip FM. The boys are back in the studio this spring recording more great music for us to enjoy. There are some free music downloads on their Reverb Nation page. Get your serving of the Pizza Kings for those summer nights around the campfire. I would like to take a moment and thank the Australian artists who were on episode number 8. I received lots of positive feedback from around the world. King Minion appreciates the kind words from the many musical artists and the response that my show is well received. I'm giving a shout out to one of my Australian artists, Waking Ugly, who were nominated and did win the 2012 Indie Music Channel Award for Best Pop Band. You'll see a picture of them with the award on the blog page. Congrats, Lydia and Darren. We will hear more music from Waking Ugly and the other Oz artists in future podcast episodes. Now, on the topic of Oz bands, we have a very creative opportunity to hear an album sampler from a band called Illuminous.
Shadows set me on the spirit world to connect
from Warnam Bool, Victoria, Australia. That was one of the sampler clips from their upcoming album entitled Wheels of Resurrection. Illuminous shines through with the perfect pitch and balance of progressive rock, progressive metal music. Posting an album sampler up on Reverb Nation is yet another creative approach for bands and musicians to market upcoming releases. It leaves the listener wanting more and leading them to your album downloads page. Euphoric grooves, punching rhythms, utter desolation. These are the hallmarks of classic heavy metal. Illuminous pack all of this and much more into their groundbreaking debut, Wheels of Resurrection. They go out of their way to celebrate all that we love and admire about the metal genre, whether crunching, slicing guitars, blues-infused rhythmic interludes, or haunting moments of low-end mellow diversions and sojourns. It's all right here. More ambitiously, Wheels of Resurrection attempts to conquer that curious and slightly obscure subgenre known as progressive or prog metal. You may be cautious when I say it succeeds in spades. However, I assure you, on this occasion, you can safely throw your cautionary cautions to the wind. The aluminum has arrived. Read more about Illuminous and their musical controllers, Mark Hollowell and Darren Eby, on Reverb Nation. Illuminous is on Facebook and MySpace. The album is due for release by the summer.
You're listening to the King Minion Music Podcast.
Wait for me amongst the ocean waves. She always cried, she always stayed. She laughs and wonders where she's gonna be. He never questioned me. She sits at a bar and orders herself a drink. Something to block out my memory. Whiskey. My voice still echoes in her brain. Just wait for me, wait for me, wait for me, yeah, wait for me, wait for me, wait for me, wait for me. Sometimes she forgets about herself. Just put her heart up on a shelf somewhere. Lost it somewhere along the way. It's gone now, the key is thrown away. I received a letter by the mail, and as I opened it, I thought to myself, I said I've seen this song before. She just wrote all my words and it read, wait for me amongst the ocean waves. He never cried, he never stayed. He laughs and wonders where he's gonna be. He never questioned anything. He sits at a bar and starts tuning strings as he sips from his cup of whiskey. Her heart just sits on a dusty shelf, never to be touched, never to be felt. As the moon pulls away, I'm pulled away. As the moon pulls away, I'm pulled away. As the moon pulls away, I'm pulled away. As the moon pulls away.
I've been trying to get Whiskeyville on my show for quite some time now. All their songs are masterworks of audio art. The song you just heard is called Ocean Waves, and the passion in the music and storyline, it reminds me of Matt Mays and El Torpedo. Make no mistake, Whiskeyville from Boise, Idaho places a unique stamp on all their songs. Whiskeyville formed from the creative minds of Chase Coles and Matt McLeod. They quickly wrote, recorded, and released the hit single Ocean Waves, which made its world premiere on Revo Radio. Since then, many other radio stations have picked up their singles, Ocean Waves, River, and A New Day. Since that time, they've incorporated drummer extraordinaire Randy Redburn, who has added rocking, funky, and soulful beats to the band. Whiskeyville has expanded their sound and live show to new horizons. It's an exciting time to be a Whiskey Villager. Whiskeyville can be found on Reverb Nation, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, and YouTube. You can see Whiskeyville live on June 9th in Idaho Falls if you happen to be in their area. Apparently, Lou Toller is the third cousin twice removed of Billy Vaughn from the Flaming Skulls, a most unique and talented musical artist from Chemainus on Vancouver Island in Canada. The song you heard was called Giver from his latest digital release, The Future is Certain. Lou has been flying under the pop music radar for over 20 years while producing a stunning variety of songs and musical soundscapes. He's accomplished this solo and as the creative force in a number of bands, both live acts and studio boffins. He is a multi-instrumentalist and has done time in professional recording studios recording other artists as well. Lou Toller can be found on Reverb Nation, Twitter, MySpace, Facebook, and YouTube. Music downloads are available on his BANDCAMP page. Warning, his YouTube videos are best enjoyed while consuming magic mushrooms.
Lifting me, turn me round.
Traces is the collaboration project by a talented artist named Lace from Kansas and her many musical online friends and musicians. Fluid members of Traces at multiple points of their musical history include Nix, Cappy, Diane Sven, Joe Jaunty, Bo Straddle, and of course, Lace. The song we heard was called Over the Clouds. Lace contributed the lyrics, and the music was composed by Nix of Exploda Mira out of Sweden, and Cappy of Cloudworks from Germany. The interesting point about these collaborations is that the musicians have never met face to face. It shows that the joy of music and the passion of creative songwriting cannot be confined to borders, oceans, nor mountains. Traces, a little bit of magical happenstance. King Minion is honored to have found this consortium of talented musicians and share their songs with you. We'll hear more from Traces at the end of the show. Traces can be found on Reverb Nation, MySpace, Twitter, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Okay, everybody hold the hand of the person next to you. We are going to form a chain, a link to our next artists who have worked with Traces and continue their musical collaborations across the World Wide Web. You heard the song I Sawed the Light. This is a collaboration with Joe Jaunty from Fergus Falls, Minnesota, doing vocals and lyrics, and Klaus Cappy from Dusseldorf, Germany, doing music and arrangements. I love songs that remind me of John Lennon's music. I know I have stated this before, but John passed away way before his time, yet his legacy of inspiration shines through in great collaborative songs such as this one. From his bio on Reverb Nation, Joe writes, "Just a street musician, don't care that much about genres. Music is music. I write songs from within, some good, some bad, just like life." Joe has a great selection of songs on his Reverb Nation page and music downloads at his store page. Find Joe Jaunty on BANDCAMP, MySpace, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Listen for Joe on the radio. He's making waves on the radio as well. Now, and one more comment there on the Claus Cappy. You heard him before in a previous episode with Cloudworks and collaborating on Traces. If you go to my blog page, I'll have extensive amount of links there, linking and cross-linking to everybody that's involved, from Traces and Joe Jaunty and Cloudworks, and you'll spend half an afternoon leaping around listening to the great songs, but it'd be well worth the time spent. Now, are you still holding hands? Good, hold on tight and watch King Minion do the Snoopy dance to this next song.
In Düsseldorf am Rhein, da gibt's ne nette kleine Bar. Da geh ich immer hin, wenn mein Tag beschissen war. Oder wenn mich meine Süße nervt, das Leben überhaupt verschärft. Mein armes Kleines sich mit Schwachsinn in die Enge treibt. Ja, dann bin ich hier, in einer kleinen Bar. Ich sitz an der Theke und dann wird mir wieder klar. In der Bar Alexander, da trinken wir alles durcheinander. Und am Ende fliegen wir in die Nacht hinaus. Und dann suchen wir uns unsere Träume selber aus. Oh, der Raum ist eher schmal, dagegen sind die Gäste breit. Da Ipanema, Cuba Libre und dem kleinen Fly. Bellini, Kaipi, Daiquiri, gerührt, geschüttelt. Irgendwie macht Alkoholmissbrauch hier wirklich ungeheuer Spaß. Die Frauen sind verrucht und dabei so schön. Die Männer verflucht, doch wo sollen sie auch sonst hingehen? Als in die Bar Alexander. Da trinken wir alles durcheinander. Und am Ende fliegen wir hinaus und dann suchen wir uns unsere Träume aus. In der Bar Alexander, da trinken wir alles durcheinander. Und am Ende fliegen wir in die Nacht hinaus und dann suchen wir uns unsere Träume selber aus. In Düsseldorf am Rhein, da gibt's ne nette kleine Bar. Da geh ich immer hin, wenn mein Tag beschissen war. In der Bar Alexander, da trinken wir alles durcheinander. Und am Ende fliegen wir in die Nacht hinaus. Und dann suchen wir uns unsere Träume aus. In der Bar Alexander, da trinken wir alles durcheinander. Und am Ende fliegen wir in die Nacht hinaus. Und
Das Könighaus. That is advanced rock and roll nobility from the Rhine area in good old Germany. These guys come from Dusseldorf, the capital of North Rhine-Westphalia. And they're prepared a fine meal for all of those who enjoy a big hunk of energetic, German-speaking rock music. Witty lyrics, catchy melodies, and thrilling arrangements for 2 guitars, bass, drums, occasionally piano, and flawless vocal arrangements make this band a real experience live on stage and online. Das Königshaus stands for absolute monarchy, where rock and roll and all its powerful subtitles exercises ultimate governing authority. You're making King Minion frown here, guys. The song you heard was called Bar Alexander. Even though it is sung in German, you cannot help but get a happy feeling about this song. On their Reverb Nation bio, it talks about the king is dead. I'm really getting sad now. Well, King Minion is not dead, and I will make a point of signing a royal treaty with this amazing band from Germany. Band members include Harry Hempel, guitar and vocals, Potter on keyboards and vocals, Cappy, hey, we know this guy from Traces and Cloudworks and Stages of Ages crew. He's on bass, and Chris Von Trips, drums and A. St. Keys on keyboards. You can find Das Königshaus on Reverb Nation, MySpace, and Facebook. I have a YouTube link on my blog page to give live clips that have live clips of the band. Production video is on their Reverb Nation page. And I apologize. My best German that I could ever muster from grade 9 was Die Vogel ist und der Window, which I believe means the bird is on the window. But then again, my German teacher said to me at the end of grade 9, after 2 years in junior high of studying German, he said, "Son, don't go to Germany and speak German. They will say you're cuckoo and put you in the nut house."
You're listening to the King Minion Music Podcast.
I was planning an episode of bands singing in their own native language. However, I've decided to bring them into various episodes as we go along our musical journey. It's easier on me and the ministry of pronunciation and diction, considering they're out there watching me and listening to me on every step and saying, "You're not pronouncing this, you're not doing that." Well, remember, it's a free show.
Now here's a King Minion triple shot.
3 artists previously on the podcast return with new songs.
Dropped in on her late one night. I knew that she was home. I'd met her only once before. I never even phoned, but that's okay. She was home.
my martini, you save me. Every penny moves because you step too. Now we're dancing with the man on the moon. No fear of the end, no empty breath. In the spotlight with nothing to confess or pretend. Everything is
Well, here is this episode's triple shot. First, you heard from A.J. Prowler, who hails from Columbia, Missouri, and his song, Take a Chance. A.J. continues to record great music, and you can purchase music downloads off his Reverb Nation page. The second artist was Camsina, and her song, Hazed. At present, Camsina is working towards an album which she hopes to release in Toronto, Canada next year. Her song, Haze, has recently beaten 290 songs to finish first in the U Bloom Music Awards Round 1 final for 2012. Check out her Reverb Nation page, downloads on iTunes, great videos on YouTube. She's on Facebook, Twitter, and has a great blog page. There is a list of artist blogs on my blog page that you can connect to and link with. This Brit beauty is singing up a storm and spreading her songs around the globe. The third song by our returning guest is Yes, Our Boys from Trinidad and Tobago, Joint Pop, and their song Yoko Ono. Joint Pop has 2 great albums out for downloads on iTunes, and they are a great band for promoters to book for live shows in North America. Check them out on Reverb Nation, Facebook, Twitter, and MySpace. I have a link to one of their videos on my blog. They make great music videos, and I would like to see more. And Gary, please watch out for the morality police in Trinidad and Tobago when you're playing live.
Babylon. When you recognize you're wrong, you'll see the thorns in my side. Water down underground, I can't see with the light in my eyes. Out of town, in the sound, can't you see from your skyline? High above me, listening to the air around you break. Skyscrapers and concrete gold. See the towers constructed, how your greatness fills the walls with every golden crown. Every time I turn around, I see you built up Babylon. When you recognize you're wrong, you'll see the thorns in my side. Water down underground, I can't see with the light in my eyes. Out of town, in the sound, can't you see from your skyline? Skyline, skyline, your skyline. Water down underground, I can't see with the light in my eyes. Out of town, in the sound, can't you see from the skyline?
Are you blown away? King Minion was when he heard this song. The band is Trilogy. The name of the song is Skyline. The driving heart of the project is Casey Stevens. Casey was a former airline pilot, so flying high is nothing new to him, and his music with Trilogy has sent it to the stratosphere. Hey, that's a triple pun. Casey is a multi-instrumentalist that creates this magic music. Casey is based out of Keachie, Louisiana. Skyline and his album Trilogy Fade can be purchased on iTunes. Casey has a great style and superb production sound to all the tracks. Great music there, my friends. You can find Casey on Reverb Nation, Twitter, MySpace, Facebook, and YouTube. And if you're looking for him on Reverb Nation, look under Casey Stevens. Yes, it's King Minion's tips for emerging bands and musicians. Yeah, I threw you off there with a different effect this time, didn't I? Okay, I'm going to be frugal with the tips on this episode because we still have more great music to come in the show. So I direct you to my blog page at, the http blah, 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 King Minion Music Podcast.blogspot.com. You can find that on Google. Just Google King Minion. You'll find the blog page there, where we'll place many interesting links concerning marketing and business for the aspiring creative indie musician. Many articles are well worth the time to read, and they talk about trends and things that are ongoing. Now, speaking of networking, our next guest is a gal well worth getting to know. Her reach on Twitter is great, and her music is awesome.
Looking out across the field of tomorrow, hard to believe that you won't be here with me. Standing in the pouring rain as it washes away my tears. It's really been a struggle for you all these years. Sing with angels.
From Apex, North Carolina, that was Nikki Chris and her song Gone Too Soon. Sweet and powerful, Nikki's music builds and lifts the listener to a higher level of songwriting appreciation. Told by several music industry professionals that she has an instantly recognizable, unique vocal tone that sets her apart from many of the other current mainstream artists, Nikki embodies the title of New Creative Emerging Artist. Nikki is currently seeking management, publishing, and label representation. So, guys, are you out there? And I know you're listening to my podcast. Be sure to check out Nikki and also all the other artists that come by in the episode. Because where would you get such a fine presentation other than on the King Minion Music Podcast? Nikki Chris can be found on Reverb Nation, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, SoundCloud, and YouTube. She has sample songs on Reverb Nation, but longer versions on SoundCloud. As I said before, Nikki is very active on Twitter. Become her friend and enjoy all the networking the World Wide Web has to give. As musicians, we write, perform, and record songs because there is a passion within us to express our inner feelings and emotions. Then a day comes when we realize our musical passion has a purpose. You heard the artist Still in Limbo and the song Love, the acoustic edit. From Courtenay, British Columbia, Canada, this music is created by just one man, who is also the lead vocalist and bassist for the band The In Limbo. I quote from his Reverb Nation bio. After my son became severely ill, I changed my focus within my music to help him get better, and after years of struggling to keep him going, I too became sick, fighting for him against the narcissistic society that thinks money is more important than healing our children of illness, and elitist-minded doctors whose egos get in the way of true healing. So if you notice a very diverse collection of tunes here, from the loving, healing songs to anger and frustration, there is good reason. I have been singing to him to help calm his pain and mine too. All songs here have been recorded on my computer, no mastering, no professional help. I give these songs like my love to the world. Listeners can tell that the songs by Still in Limbo come straight from the heart and touch us deeply. Still in Limbo can be found on Reverb Nation, and some of the song samples are available as free downloads. If you truly appreciate great music like Still in Limbo, you can purchase all 3 CD albums from his Reverb Nation store page. Music talent abounds on beautiful Vancouver Island.
You're listening to the King Minion Music Podcast.
Speaking of Vancouver Island, episode 10, which is the one coming up after this one, is a spotlight on bands, musicians from Victoria, British Columbia. In honor of Queen Victoria's birthday and Victoria Day in Canada, King Minion is lending some royal splash to the episode. I promise it will be close to Monday on Victoria Day, which maybe that's not going to happen because I'm recording this on Monday right now. But great local bands who are just now breaking out of the music world. Don't miss episode 10. I've got a great bunch of bands lined up for it. I still got a few more that I'm trying to get a hold of. And one thing I'd like to let you know, if you're submitting for the show here, King Minion Music Podcast at v1music.ca. Don't be afraid. If you just got it on disc, you can email me, and we can find a way to get the music to me and get it on the show. And there's other bands out there that don't have it on digital or just have it on CD, so we'll get it on the show somehow. But contact me. And bands and musicians, whether you're listening to this or whether you've been on the show, pass the word around to your friends. I'm more than willing to help spotlight new emerging bands and talent from all around the world. King Minion is honored to have the band Damn Pigeon from St. Thomas, Ontario, Canada on the show. You heard their song Dismal Reviews. I have total praise for this very proficient and professional sounding band. No dismal reviews from this king. Remember the days when bands started out playing cover songs, then progressed into their own material, yet retaining the musical ambience of the great rock artists that influenced them? That is Damn Pigeon. Read their bio on Reverb Nation. The evolution of Damn Pigeon since 1991 is a testament to the human and musical spirit that lives on in all of us. Life has a way of challenging musicians, yet Damn Pigeon rose to meet the adversity. It is tragic to lose the lead singer of a band to cancer, yet the passion and determination of Steve Phillips to finish the vocals on the album is a gift he shares with us. I have said this before. Who we are in life is defined by what we leave behind. Damn Pigeon continues to play on with new vocalists and now performing live in Eastern Canada. You can find them on Reverb Nation, Facebook, and the band website. There are some live performance videos on YouTube. You can check those out. Link on my blog page. And check all those links and the videos out. They're quite interesting. Damn Pigeon's album Dismal Reviews can be found on iTunes and is highly recommended by King Minion. Hey, are you going on a road trip this summer? Well, take King Minion Music Podcast with you. Download all episodes for free on iTunes. Hear the music of the new creative emergent indie artists from around the world. King Minion Music Podcast, your portal to a world of new music. Changing the World, one tune at a time. Embers of Autumn first saw the light of day in 1994. 5 soundscapes were released between 1995 and 1998, followed by shorter, more melodic works over the next 3 years. Emerging from the symphonic nature of the soundscapes, orchestral components have figured larger in works over the past 10 years. Embers of Autumn is an artist from Northridge, Ohio. The sheer beauty and eloquence of his song, When I Was Young, has a certain kind of musical magic that will transport your mind to a place of contentment. All the soundscapes are excellent, and you can enjoy them when you need to chill out from the harsh realities of day-to-day life. You can find Embers of Autumn on Reverb Nation, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Music downloads are available on Last.fm and Reverb Nation. My queen mother, who is 86 years old, quite enjoys listening to Embers of Autumn, and you will too. Another great musical find from my friend Frank Smith of Sills and Smith. You heard the song All the Dreamers Died by the Golden Sounds. Hailing from Nashville, Tennessee, the Golden Sounds are classified as alternative indie pop experimental. Todd Evans started the Golden Sounds in 2004 and recruited friends to help bring his songs from the recording to live performance. Now, after the release of 3 full-length albums and a 5-song EP, the Golden Sounds are back with this new offering. The Fireflies Were Right. The Golden Sounds have been featured on a compilation album, and their popularity in Tennessee continues to grow. You can check out the Golden Sounds on Reverb Nation, Twitter, and Facebook. Music downloads on Last.fm and iTunes. The Golden Sounds are a band well worth keeping an eye on. King Minion has his ear and iPod on these guys. Well, look at this. We have finally come to the end of the show. And at this point in the script, I have no idea how long we've run, but looking at my little counter there, we're just over 2 hours. So I hope I provided an evening or daytime of entertainment for a great listen. If you happen to be stuck on the highway, this is a long weekend, so you might enjoy listening to these songs. Although by the time I get this uploaded, I'm going to need a front-end loader, I think, to load this up to my podcast host. It'll probably take about 6 hours, but we'll see what happens. My apologies for being late this episode. I am rendering home care for my queen mother after her recent hospitalization. The long-term outlook is not good, but I am trying to ease her pain since medical science can do no more. Thanks to all the guests on today's shows. I will link up the Twitter, Facebook as soon as I can. What I do is I cross-link and let you know and advise you and link it to King Minion and back and forth and everything else. So if you have an artist on YouTube, if you're an artist, and you have a YouTube page, send it my way. King Minion is on YouTube, and I try to link all your videos so fans can get to see your awesome visual productions. Don't forget that next episode, number 10, where I will let you have a listen to what the city of Victoria really sounds like from an indie music perspective. I had high hopes for the Victoria episode. It's still going to be pretty good, but I was trying to get some live sound bites of the Flaming Skulls playing live at the Canby. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. I was spending most of my time in a waiting room in an emergency area of the hospital, so we'll do the best we can on that. I would like to thank my court jester, Freddie. He has been a world of help during the last few weeks, helping me organize the music and keeping watch over the castle. Funny though, I seem to have misplaced one of my rings. Oh, no matter, it was only made out of lead anyways. Our final song is another listen to Traces. The song is called Online. In this particular variation, Lace makes her vocal debut. In her own words, my input on Online was singing. Song credit to Joe Jonty from Sweden, and Bo Strandl from Sweden, and myself from Kansas. Joe had never heard my voice, and when he asked me to sing on this one, neither had I really. I love the David Bowie feel to this song, and I love the work Traces and all her friends do in the many collaborations. Thanks for your patience, kids. King Minion will see you next time.
You a text.
The King Minion Music Podcast was brought to you by V1 Music, the boutique label with the big sound.
Music played on the King Minion Music Podcast has been authorized by the songwriters or the songwriter's agent.